Okay, we're back on top of the world, and this time we're going to do a Silent Assassin suit-only run. Now, the folks who are watching me live have already watched me screw this up once. We're not going to try to do it perfectly. We're gonna. I'm gonna keep saving every step along the way, and if I screw something up accidentally, we'll just go back. I'm not going to try to be that impressive. But at the same time, I ended up running into a weakness in my plan where something that I tried the first time just worked magically. But when I came back and I tried to replicate it, the AI just kept noticing me. So I figured out a way around it. So we're going to try this again. And this time, hopefully, I've patched all of the weaknesses in my secret evil plan. And this is going to work. Now, this is going to take a little bit of waiting. Get to listen to these guys have a random chat. It is actually kind of fun to listen to some of these random conversations. These guys are complaining about like their significant other goes online and looks at a couple of weird things, and now suddenly all of their shopping recommendations are screwed up. So, observational comedy, that's what we got going on here. These guys are going to split up in just a second, and the guy on the right will no longer be watching the door. So now I can head into this door, and then my buddy is going to talk to me.
I think I can open that window remotely. Scan the lock with your camera, and I'll have a try.
So this is the route that I took during the original tutorial. I'm going to be taking it in a slightly different direction once I get out this window, but actually right now, I'm not going out this window. This is the route to killing Carl Ingram. All I'm doing right now is going partway down the route, opening the window, and picking up a screwdriver. Because I'm actually going to be killing Marcus Stuyvesant first, and that goes a lot better if I got me a screwdriver. So I'm going to save. Because right here is where the original version of my plan started going badly. So I head up these stairs, and there's a guard I need to take out to empty this hallway where I'm planning on doing the actual kill. But you can see on the left there's a maintenance woman. Ooh, I think I can sneak by right now. There's a maintenance woman. And she kept seeing me as I walked by these machines. He's not coming, right? Okay, good. She kept... No. What are you doing? Okay, stop it. Dang it. Okay, well, that happened because 47 randomly decided to get a Mountain Dew. That was not what I was trying to do. Luckily, this should be a pretty easy one to avoid this next time. I'm not going to try to pick up the janitorial key off the ground. I don't even need it. I just like to clean up after myself. In the meantime, we got some folks in the chat talking to me. Raneth Court is like, do the do! Okay, anyway, that was a ridiculous thing to have happen. So let's head up this way again. Guy's already walking away. Let's go up here. Grab her. This time I will leave the key on the ground. I will not grab a drink. I'll just drag her body over here. Walk right past security.
Probably still down in the depot, getting the uniform. Just hoping
and dump her in the locker. Alright, so now he's showing up here. So we're going to stop and wait for him to turn around again. He's on a pretty tight loop. Okay, yeah, so he turns around.
47. I would like to address the Providence partners directly. I want them to know why this is happening.
Alright, so we'll grab anything incriminating.
I have an idea, but it requires you finding a map terminal.
And drag him down this way. I guess I could have put him in the same box, but I need to do something in this room anyway, so I might as well drag him this direction. So we're going to put him in this box, because we want that locker in the hallway to be open for our actual victim and his bodyguard. Alright, so... if that guard walks away, do I have time to to grab this right now. Just barely. All right, anybody coming through here? Looks like not. All right, so now we've got an empty room that is primed for me to take up my target. The problem is my target is like over there somewhere. So we got this done quickly enough that now we've got a little bit of a wait going on. Now, my target will at some point get hung up talking to someone, and I'm going to have to be there to witness the conversation to get him to move on with his routine. At least that happens sometimes. Now, in the past, I've been, just doing recon, and it's taken me longer to do these moves. It might be that he's not going to get hung up. Maybe this is his first time through, and he's not going to do the usual stuff. But, oh wait, this guard just moved out of his usual position. I think usually this guard is right there. That might mean that he's sort of preparing the ground for Marcus to come out and have his conversation. So, okay, yeah, he's making pretty good time. He's going to be talking to one of the Emiratis here, talking about his, I think it was an attempt to fake his own death. I think right now he's wearing these sunglasses because he's incognito. He knows that his life is in danger, and so he's faked his own death, and he's trying to pretend he's not here. He wants to talk to his daughter, but he can't do it in public. And I think there's another kill you can do, like there's another kill location, where you arrange for him to actually get to talk to his daughter, and then drop a chandelier on his head, which is a great way to murder people in this game, because it comes off as an accident, and accidental kills are worth something. But here we go. So he has this conversation. Okay, so now that I know I've kicked this off, I'll stay nearby. But actually, yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well stick around with him. I'm just going to follow him into that room. Ranithgord says that he should try wearing a bright red suit like me. That's the way to look incognito. Yeah, this is my special, this is my special suit-only achievement suit. Like, basically my goal is, like, if I can kill people without getting caught wearing a suit like this, then I must be the most incredible badass assassin in the world.
Talk with your daughter gives you some closure, and you remember I've done you more than just one favor.
I will.
All right.
Damn it. Cornelia, I told you to come alone.
Yeah, so he's giving me two, like, different conversations here, giving me a clue about how I can manipulate his behavior to get him into a vulnerable place. But turns out I don't need to, because actually the first time I think that I discovered this place, the very first time I started following him to try to figure out how I was going to take him out, this hallway where I've been killing him. Yeah, it looks like I don't need to get him to talk to his daughter in order to take him out. But getting him to talk to his daughter is how you do an accidental kill, which is, valuable in its own right. So yeah, he's going to walk up here and see that his daughter is there talking to the artist who's running this art exhibition. Listening to the daughter and the artist talk to each other is actually really fun. The artist wants to basically be this rich girl's best friend, and is like trying to, express all of this, heartbreak over her father's loss, because, her father faked his death. And, she's just wants to be the shoulder for this girl to cry on. Meanwhile, the girl is not crying. She's not distraught. She knows that her dad's alive, and she cannot get this artist to leave her alone. And it's really funny listening to how clueless that artist is. Okay, so then he reveals another opportunity, which is if you want to pose as his new bodyguard, you can get a guard uniform, come in here, show them some transfer papers, and he'll actually recruit you and take you to a second location where he makes you prove yourself, and you can just kill him while you're proving your, combat skills, basically. Okay, so we're going to save here, because this is where we're going to try to actually pull off the kill. And if I screw this up, I would really like not to have to do all of this over again. Especially just all the wading through clues and stuff, because the clues are great. They're necessary for sort of learning how the game works. But once you already know, I'm like, oh, come on. All right, so we walk into this private space. I'm like, Clonk. And then real quick, switch to my screwdriver. And before he makes it through the door, he's
Marcus
down.
Stuyvesant won't be a problem anymore. Let's move on to Carl Ingram. We're not done yet.
All right. Grab the screwdriver. Just because you never know when you need a screwdriver. And then let's grab this guard. Oops. Grab the guard. Nobody's coming in, are they? Okay, good. Stick him in the same closet, which is why we left this closet empty, because we wanted to put 2 people in it. And then we go back down to the route to Carl Ingram's penthouse. And perfectly, now that we've actually gotten rid of the maintenance woman who is there, that actually goes a lot easier. So I'll head down this way. Make sure those guards aren't watching. Make sure there's nobody in here still. And then head out this window. So this is the route that was introduced during the tutorial, and at first I assumed that that I wouldn't really need to go this route, but it actually turns out to be very, very useful. So only I'm going to be going a different way this time than I did the first time I played. So the first time you come up here, I think you learn about sort of changing costumes. You dress as a maintenance guy, stuff like that. This time, oh no, stop that. Stop noticing me. Okay, thanks. This time I'm coming in prepared. I've got a lockpick, which you don't usually have your first time through. But I've got a lockpick, so I can go through a different door here than I went last time. Okay, so now that we're getting into the zone where we might be in a little bit of danger, because there's a guard watching this spot, I'm going to save again. And I think I can do this with the guard there, because I think there's enough obstacles between us that he won't notice me picking this lock. All right, so we head up these stairs. And so what we're going to do here, so I discovered this just by poking around. Like, oh, here's a door I can open. Let's see what happens. Nobody's through here, right? Yeah, all right. So you come in here, and as always, do terrible things to the staff. I feel really bad for these people. They are not my targets. Of course, I do murder them in a lot of alternate dimensions. I actually need that entire box, so I am not going to put this body in that box. Instead, okay, this is gonna be another case of waiting, because this guy just arrived at this spot, and if I was trying to perfect this so I could just smoothly go through it, I would try to figure out a way to time things so that I arrive here with this body exactly when that guy passes about that point, because that's about how much time I need to get the body in the box and then get out again. But instead I gotta wait for one more cycle. Now, I could take this guard out, which would probably simplify things a little bit. But, we're going to do things fancy style here. So he starts walking. Once he passes the point where his view cone could see me, I come over here, dump this poor hapless person, and then head back the way I came. Okay. So, as always, try to clean up a mess. And then, emetic rat poison. There's a reason for this.
Are you kidding me? No, it needs to simmer for perfection.
So, this is Carl Ingram's cook. I'll reduce the volume a little bit. So, this is Carl Ingram's cook. He's making food for Carl Ingram, and so my goal is, so one thing you could do here, if you got lethal poison, you could just directly kill Carl Ingram here, but then he would die in front of everyone. The body would be found, and you would not get Silent Assassin. So you don't do that. Instead, what you do is what I'm about to do. Okay, So once this guard... So I think this guard might actually not notice me if I try to cross right now. But I'm being ridiculously careful. As soon as the guard turns around... Oh, I should actually save right here. Just so we don't have to wait around again if I mess it up. Okay, guard turns around, cook turns around. I sneak up here. And so the cook is telling him I'm going to wait until the exact perfect time to prepare this meal. So now I set off the egg timer. And the cook is like, time to make the donuts. And so he comes over here. Does not see me, which I just absolutely love. This is absolutely like Hollywood stealth. Where I'm like, oh, I'm behind a wall. You can't see me. As soon as he's done, I get right behind him. I put in the poison. And the guard is going to come and watch in just a second. Like, that's a risky move. But, okay, now it's done. So I'm going to come back here and watch a little bit longer. Okay, yeah, so I had this tiny window of time before the guard comes up, does a little twirly-whirly, and then and then would notice me if I was still beside the island. So this guy's like, oh, yes, smells just like cyanide. And, or whatever. Actually, it's not cyanide. That would just kill him. I don't know what you give people to make them throw up. But, smells just like Ipecac. There you go, Ipecac. That's a thing. Okay, so he's going to go stick it on the table, and then he's going to call Carl Ingram. Carl Ingram has just walked by, so he's not that far away. So I'm not sure if you can wait out the egg timer or not. Like, if there's a point where he's just going to make the meal regardless. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Oh, interesting. So Count Geiger. Oh, Count Geiger, by the way, is a member of the development team. So anybody who's watching on Twitch right now, say hi to Count Geiger and compliment them on how this game works. Okay, so he's called Carl in. So it's really important for me not to forget to stop here, because Carl is going to bring in 2 of his bodyguards. And what?
This is a restricted area.
What the heck?
Don't belong here.
That has never happened to me.
I need some help here.
Who are these people? What? Who in the world is this? Okay. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, I guess we gotta... So I've prepared this multiple times. I've never had those people walk through before. So I guess I'm going to hang out in the kitchen a little bit longer. The champion says, now you have to restart everything. I get, like, that was odd. I guess the thing is, I've never played through it this quickly. I've done slower playthroughs where I found all of the steps that work, but I've never actually done it at this speed, which means that that apparently there's an event that happens here that I just didn't know existed. So Count Geiger was actually giving some advice in here. He said you can turn on the HUD SA indicator if you want to find out something. So I'm not actually sure what you're saying, Count Geiger. But, yeah, the champion says, do not load, that's cheating. No. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get Silent Assassin suit only, which means I can't, yeah, I could start all the way over if I wanted to, but I already said at the beginning, that is not the plan today. That is a thing I could try to do, but you know what? There's multiple games that I want to play. I can't just be doing that. Okay, so I don't know why that guy comes in, but I'm going to hide out in the bathroom for just a bit and then see what happens with those guys. Now, if it turns out this is just intractable and now there's no way out, then yeah, I might restart. That's what I did. I've done that before already this session. When there was a part of my plan that turns out it just only worked magically for me once when I was preparing, and it never worked again. Yeah, I had to rework my plan a little bit. Okay, so I see Carl arriving. Oh, wait, no, he's not arriving. He's walking past still. That's right. He still hasn't been summoned by the cook. So we're nowhere near the time when that person came in and caught me. I just really wonder what it was they were doing. Okay, yeah, so right now I think this is when the cook is walking back over to summon Carl. That's when I left. And that's when this other person appeared. Okay, I think I can see them on the minimap. They are coming up the stairs. So hopefully... Okay, so Carl is being summoned. This is going to be delicate. Carl is being summoned. And, okay, what do these guys do? Do they just walk straight through? Okay, all of them walk straight through. Meanwhile, Carl is arriving with his entourage. Okay, I'm going to try to get through this. Right there. Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't believe... Okay, we're saving right now. Because I needed to get out here before that bodyguard walked into the room. But I couldn't be in here while those other 3 idiots were coming through. So, holy crap. Okay. I can't believe we made this. All right, so we have just a very limited time to get this guy's attention. Grab the crowbar that we picked up in our previous kill location. Clonk him. Drag him. Dump him. Pick up his gun. Because if you leave the gun on the floor, the next bodyguard who comes in is going to be like, hey, call more guards in here to figure out where this gun came from. And it becomes a disaster. So, anyway, Carl has gotten sick while I was doing that. He ate the food that I poisoned. He's like, oh, I gotta go throw up now. And he's coming in with his second bodyguard. So if I hadn't prepared, there would be 2 bodyguards in here, and there's no way I could get away with this unseen. He is very well protected. But, because there is a bodyguard... Oh, sorry, because I already knew about that bodyguard, I took care of this one. Now, if I'm very, very clever, maybe I can actually sneak up and clonk this guy. With only 1 coin! Yes! Sometimes I can't do that. Sometimes he doesn't go to the exact perfect spot, and I have to use a second coin to get his attention. And again, oh, hey, I collect screwdrivers. All right. And so now he has no guards. So normally the guards will just stand at the door. And so I could wait in here to take him out, but then I'm stuck in here, and I would have to be seen by the guards on the way out the door. So I had to take out the guards first, then deal with him. But now we've got the question of his body.
Soon there will be no more Providence. You need to find an exit. Our business is done here, but it's far from over.
But we already have a strategy for dealing with bodies. The question is, oh, am I going to have time? Okay, hold on. I'm going to save right here. Because I'm a little bit late. I would have left this doorway slightly earlier if I'd been just waiting for that guy to go through his routine. So I might not have time to pull this off. I'm going to run, though. Okay. He noticed me, but only a little. Now, these are the 2 guards who walked through just then. This is another quick... sorry, I got distracted by the fact that this guard was seeing me as he was getting back into position. So this is another, like, mission story revealing here that I got to wait through. But once these guys are done talking, they're going to get out of here, and then I'm going to have a straight shot to my escape. Not a straight shot. I'm going to have a very curvy, complicated shot to my escape.
Happy to not be at work tomorrow. Sounds like a lot of running around.
What we're paid to do.
Yeah, no problem.
So Eric Rapp points out that I can actually leave him in the bathroom. He's not going to get found in there, and I agree. I know that that's true. But I don't know. I've just got this like weird desire to just clean up after myself and not leave bodies lying around, even if I know they're not going to be discovered. Okay, so they both clear out. And now there are a couple people in this area that it's kind of easy to accidentally get seen by. So I'm going to save again in the same spot. So sometimes, just depending on sort of the random turnings of this guard's head, I might or might not get caught before. Yeah, so he's just okay. He happened to glance in my direction, but not that badly. There, got him. Okay, so this is where my desire to clean things up breaks down. I don't really have a good place to take that body. So I'm just going to leave it there. Walk out this way. Oh, interesting. Okay, so one of the reasons I decided to use a crowbar instead of like a wrench or something was because I thought I needed to extend that ladder. But that, okay, I had read about this, but I had never actually realized how it worked. That ladder is actually, it's a permanent change to the level. When you open it once, it stays open forever. I had no idea. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. So all I had to do was find a crowbar once and open that thing once, and then I can use it for the rest of my playthroughs. So that guy's there. Okay, this is going all right so far. All right, so the reason I had to take this route instead of walking straight up to the helicopter was because the helicopter key, somebody dropped it onto this, like, really crazy, precarious thing. Can you imagine actually walking out on this thing on the tallest building in the world? Kind of ridiculous. Okay, so these guys not looking at me. Good. Sometimes they are looking at me right when I climb up, which is the best. And then exit mission. And we are done. We never changed out of our bright red, ridiculous suit. We took out both targets. No one has found any bodies. No one, except for the people who are unconscious about to wake up, knows anything is amiss. And I've already done this before, so I didn't unlock any new achievements, any new challenges. But whatever. You know, that almost went well. So the very first time, which is not going to be a part of the YouTube video, the very first time I was getting hung up on this maintenance woman that I kept walking by, and she kept noticing me when she didn't notice me the first time I tried this out. And so I was just completely flummoxed, but I found a way to sort of get her out of the way, cleared out my first kill zone, took care of Marcus, took care of Carl, and now we're good. Ugh. So Eric Rapp says, pretty good run you got, man. How do you feel about this game as a developer? So the Hitman games, so I started playing the Hitman games when it might have been the first year. I think, yeah, it was the first year when I'd ever become a game developer. And so, like, this series is, like, massively inspirational to me about sort of the potential of what video games can do. I mean, like, one of the reasons why I work on State of Decay, and I'm so passionate about State of Decay, is because the kind of game that I love is the kind of game where you can play it multiple times and it's just different every single time. The way that you decide to go about it. There's a potential for that in video games that you just don't have in any other medium. Now, the way that we do it in State of Decay is with a lot of procedural generation, a lot of simulation, a lot of things that just surprising things happen that really genuinely they're completely different every single time you play. Hitman takes almost the opposite approach by having everything be clockwork and predictable, but then you are the one agent of chaos who goes in and you can do whatever you want, and they explicitly build into it. Well, there's a couple different layers to it, actually. They explicitly built into it a lot of different ways you can go about things. But then on top of that, there is a simulation layer that if you just learn how the game works, there's a whole other layer of ways you can manipulate it. Like, the kill that I got on Carl Ingram, that one was that one was clearly planned. Like, the people who designed this level designed that specific series of events into the game, so that you could, so that you knew they knew they were presenting you with a certain challenge. You had two guards you had to take out at different times in order to let him, get him through. That's one way that these kills can go. But another way is, Stuyvesant, I'm pretty sure a level designer also thought through the potential of killing him in that hallway and put some obstacles in my way. But there's lots of different ways I could have gone about that. There was a lot more sort of flexibility to that moment, and so there's lots of room for you to just sort of, like, for speedrunners especially, to figure out weird, novel ways to kill people, just using the simulation of the game that even surprise the developers. And so I love that this game sort of just gives you this tool, this playground. It's full of a mix of bespoke content where people are designing clever ways for you to experience the level, like interspersed with simulation stuff that lets you, just kind of, do whatever you want as long as you understand the rules of the world. And those two together, they just sort of, like, layer on top of each other to make a game that is literally infinite in its possibilities. It's like it's so that's the thing I really came to just fall in love with Hitman for just the way it opened my mind about game development generally, is the way that you can take a finite amount of stuff that you've made to create an infinite range of experiences for the player. So, my desire to do that kind of thing in State of Decay, which again, we do it in a very different way than the Hitman team does it. But my desire to work on that kind of game, on State of Decay 2, it was largely inspired by the fact that as a very young, first year game developer, I was exposed to Hitman. I played Hitman 2 Silent Assassin was the first Hitman game that I played. And that was one of the early Hitmans that leaned the hardest into that sort of very flexible, open structure. And it's been massively inspirational to me. So I love that the Hitman franchise is still ongoing, that the Hitman team, including Count Geiger there, are, that they're still going strong making this and actually just making this kind of experience better and better. It feels like over time, IO Interactive has learned, through experimentation, what is good about Hitman. Because, you can see them trying a lot of different directions going through the first several games. Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, Hitman 4 Blood Money were very sort of open-ended. The other ones interspersed with them were less open-ended, and you can see them sort of like trying different approaches, different combinations of bespoke content and very flexible simulated content and simulated systems, and sort of trying different combinations and seeing what works. And now it feels like with this latest trilogy, the entire time they understand exactly what works about Hitman, and they're just leaning super hard into it. Okay, cool. So yeah, Eric Rapp says, fascinating connection you draw between Hitman and State of Decay 2, two of my favorite games. Awesome to see that you love this game as much as some of us do. I do absolutely love this game. So now that I've finally gotten, Silent Assassin Suit Only is usually one of my primary accomplishments that I want to get in a level before I feel like I can move on to the next level. But you see, there's so many black and white challenges still on this board, showing me how many things I haven't seen yet in this level. I still haven't dropped the chandelier on Marcus Stuyvesant. I know that there's a bunch of other options in here that I've just never explored. So the question is, am I going to keep spending more time in this level like I usually do? Or can I get myself to move on? Because I've heard that the next level, the murder mystery level, I believe that's one that's next, is supposed to be mind-blowing. It's like they did Knives Out in the middle of Hitman game. I watched just a little bit of my colleague Joe Swarner, OG Jawafawa on Twitch, follow him, watching him play a little bit of it, and it looked like he was picking up clues to solve a mystery at the same time that he was also plotting to assassinate everybody. I don't know. So I just don't even know if I'm emotionally prepared for that. I might have to stick around on this level because that level sounds so good. I don't know if I can deal with it. But anyway, okay, enough of me just sort of going on and on about how great Hitman is. It's only 7:40 as I'm recording this. I've got plenty of time before my next meeting, and so I think we should play something else. So in the meantime, you can subscribe to my channel if you want to, and whatever I do next with Hitman is going to be there once I've done it. So you can click videos and stuff. And if you're watching live, makes no sense.